Welcome back to Jim and 10 Sports. I'm Lucky, joined by Scotty. No Josh. He's not here right now. So I think he quit. I don't know what's going on. But
PTO.
yeah,
PTO.
you can follow all the links to all the pages in the description box below. Two Guys and a Mic is our sports podcast. You got the man right here, the Triple Threat Pro Wrestling podcast. I'm right here. So, we've been doing pretty good in those. And it's been a while since we came back to this one and talked for a little bit. So how you been?
I've been doing all right, man. Just getting ready for that the show this upcoming Saturday.
Actually,
over here in Fresno. So see how that goes.
Yeah, you did pretty good at that. You did that one last time, right?
Yeah. So last time it was kind of like more like a trial run. Me and my brother got one table and shared it, just to kind of see. It's a little different when you're on the other side. So one of the things that people don't realize is how long it takes to comp your cards.
Oh yeah.
Luckily, like if you stay pretty like into the pricing and everything like throughout the year, you can kind of look at a card and know more or less, what it goes for. But I had to go back through because I think the show that we did was in March, might have been February. And one of the things that's changed a lot is the pricing on like a lot of baseball players.
Oh, okay.
Some of the hype has died down on some of them, so some of the pricing has gone down. Some of the hype has gone up, so some of the pricing's gone up. So with all that, like I have for singles for like baseball, I think I don't know, I have roughly probably 5,000 or 6,000 that I had to go through, and that's just for baseball. I had another like 3,000 for basketball and football, and then on top of that, like I have a lot of cards that are like they could probably go for $1, but I decided to make a huge bin of like 50-cent cards. So like I have like some old like junk wax in there, some stuff that it's not base, but it's not like anything like I'm trying to put into like a top loader. So I have about 10,000 50-cent cards that I'm taking as well. Yeah, so we ended up getting 2 tables. We have a third buddy that's going with us, but he's just getting into it. He didn't want like a huge space. He's like, just give me like a little corner. Let me take some of my good stuff. Yeah, he actually won a signed helmet of Luke Kuechly.
Oh, okay.
And so he's going to be taking that over there. And I had a couple of cards, so I gave him some of my football stuff to sell with it. He's going to be selling stuff like that, a lot of singles. But yeah, so he's not really too much. He's kind of like Josh. He's not so much into the
collecting.
Yeah, he likes to hold on to it. But so basically, what I'm doing with this show is whatever I sell, I'm going to take that money and reinvest it into grading. So I don't know if people, I'm sure everyone knows by now, but that whole, if you buy 2023 Topps Baseball, SGC is letting you grade for $9, and there's no like you can send in just one card, you can send in 100 cards. It doesn't matter. It's just $9. They're not like upcharging you like how PSA does. Like if you send in like an expensive card, they're not going to upcharge you, and it's $9 across the board. So as of right now, I just ripped the hobby, and I think I got like 18 cards that I'm going to send off. Like it's like some base rookie and then some other good stuff. So we'll see how those come out. And then also I already have I think I have like another like 20 cards that I'm going to send to PSA. As of right now, they're already all prepped, ready to go. But I'm going to wait to see if there's some cards. I'm going to see if they don't sell at the show. I might take some more cards and send them off to PSA. So we'll see how those go. We're going to have, me and my brother Mike are trying to make it so like we go out there every 2 months. They have a show here in Fresno, so we're trying to get more into. I want to get kind of away from like I still like having the singles, but I really want to start getting away from the singles like as much as that I have, and go more into like just doing slabs. But you gotta have one thing though is if you're ever gonna sell at a show, you gotta have both. Not everyone's price range is the same. Some people go in there and they're only looking for like that one player or just that one team. So if you have a lot of singles, you're more than likely to sell a lot of those. Like, yeah, your profits aren't going to be like huge or anything like that, but at least you're able to move some stuff and get some money in your pocket. So,
for sure.
But speaking about shows, how was the National?
Oh
since
yeah.
Josh got to go.
Before I get into that, so if I look like I'm not paying any attention to you whatsoever,
Oh,
I'm
you never
trying
are,
the
so that's okay.
I'm trying the webcam higher. So looking right here is the webcam recording me, but down here I'm watching you. So if I look like I'm just kind of like down here. Anyway, National was busy. We went, me and Josh went. We bought $3,000 of product, and we ripped it, and we got about $3,000 back, but we're hitting the big hits like we wanted to. But no, it was busy.
Well,
We saw
that birdie that you guys hit.
Yeah, 2 of 8. 2 of 8.
Yeah, that thing's got to go for some money, especially now that camp has started up and he's playing and he should be ready for the start of the season. I can imagine that card going for a few bucks.
Yeah, and then he got the Aiden Hutchinson 1 of 1 as well. Out of that, it's the wild card elimination. So that was and it was a good product. They had like a national special. If you bought both boxes, it was like $250. And then yeah, so the boxes, like, so one of them had all hard cases, and it comes with like a sleeve to cover it. So when you open each pack, you put the sleeve and then pull the hard case out. That's the one he pulled the Brock Purdy out of, and Aiden Hutchinson was out of the other one. So, but yeah, no, that's a good product. He did the national big box from Hit Parade. I mean,
That thing was a joke.
I know.
I couldn't believe when he was ripping it open. I was like, dude, that type of stuff shouldn't even. If you're gonna charge that much money for something, that type of crap shouldn't be. Like, come on, a CEH jersey. Well, as soon as he pulled that out, I was like, oh, he got.
Well, and the funny thing is, when he was trying to pick which one he wanted, the girl's like, "Well, we have number 48," and the guy behind the counter is like, "Yeah, you want that one?" He's like, "Oh, well, that guy's telling me something. I got to buy that one." It was not a good box. I mean, the best thing in there was like maybe a Dale Earnhardt Jr. poster autograph, and then there was another poster autograph, I think, of what kind of thing? Carlton Fisk, and then Chris Sale autograph magazine, Rick Barry autograph basketball.
Chris Sale's stuff has gone way down.
I know.
Kind of been struggling with injuries the last couple of years, but
And it's a signed like magazine, like it's okay, it's a signed item, but anyway,
dollars. He definitely there wasn't. I don't even know if that thing would have been worth it at $200, to be honest. Just based off what he pulls, I'm sure other people had way better luck. But you know what? One thing I wanted to talk about that's coming from the National. So a lot of guys I see like on Whatnot, they're ripping the Panini, the gold pack, the one with 2 cards. Is that shit really going for $100 a pack?
Yeah, it's crazy.
The stuff you pull out of there is complete. It's ass.
I know.
You get like one base card and a number card.
I know.
That's like some of the biggest ripoff I've ever seen, because like that's terrible. $100 for that? I'd rather I'll go spend the extra money and buy a hobby box somewhere, let alone get only 2 cards. I mean, but I guess some guys are all about the gamble.
It's a gamble. I mean, and then they had like if you have unclaimed redemptions that they haven't filled yet, then they give you like that national box, the black box. Some people hit some crazy stuff, like a Steph Curry auto number to 1.
Yeah. Did you guys not get any of the Bowman X packs?
No.
Those are the ones that I've been watching people rip that have been hitting. Like, did you have to buy those? Were those given away with VIPs, or what were they?
I think they're giving away VIPs because we never saw them. Yeah.
My gosh, man. Yes, there was one guy I watched him. He ripped like 8 or 9 of them, but he was going around buying them from people. I think before probably word got around about like what you could pull out of them. I watched this guy pull just monster at it just seemed like every pack had at least like one really big card in there. He hit like a Shohei out of like 25.
Dang.
Yeah, he hit Jason Dominguez auto out of like 10 or something like that. Like, this guy was just pulling absolute bangers out of there. So when I saw that, and then I saw what Panini was handing out, I was like, man, I don't know.
It's like night and day. Yeah.
Yeah, Topps did them like dirty by making them look really bad with those.
Oh yeah.
With those packs, but. So the one thing I did hear about National too is that everyone's prices were like really high. Like they were just like way over comps.
Which I think it was a tactic to try to help their negotiation to come down on the price, maybe, because if you posted what you really want for it, then you're going to be eating a lot. But yeah, it was a lot of, and like, so I'm with Josh, who don't care about singles. Like if you would have came with me and you would be digging through these boxes of like
That's
$5
what
cards, whatever.
gold is in the single boxes.
Yeah. So like I was going with him. He went through some, but he just wanted to buy like sealed product. And then so I did buy because Triple Threat Pro Wrestling Podcast, I had to do a WWE hobby box, and I was looking for the Kaboom that goes for a lot. And then I pulled a John Cena autograph. I couldn't see it, so but it was numbered to 49. It was pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good time. We handed out the free packs, right, to promote the YouTube channel here, and you have no idea how many people were like this. And I wouldn't even talk about the YouTube channel. I had one of these, right, and I'm like, hey, free pack of cards, and the guy's like, no. I'm like, what? It's free. Like, all right. But yeah, every kid took it. So I pass out to a lot of kids just to, give them something to be a little excited about. Didn't get any autographs. I wanted to see Allen Iverson, but we just didn't have the time. There's so many people there that by the time you navigate where you want to go, it's done. Like it's a waste of time.
So basically, you're saying is like you probably need more than 2 days next time.
Yeah.
Go to one.
If you come, me and you would probably have to go like all 5 days and like section it off. With Josh, I can go for like maybe 3 days to really like, if you want to see everything, you could do it in 2 days. But if you want to like dig into stuff and like try to buy stuff, you'd probably need a few days because it's massive.
Yeah. Because like what I like to do, like I know at the Fresno show when I'm not selling, when I go there, I'll almost do like a round before I even buy. I'll kind of, unless something like really pops out that I think like I better buy this like right now or like it's going to be gone. I'll usually do rounds, and usually what I'll figure out is like, okay, where are all the singles at? Who has more just cases and things like that. I always visit the guy that I buy vintage from. He always gives me like great deals, so I'm looking forward to seeing him on Saturday. Probably grab a card and while I'm there, but yeah, I really like the reason being is because I want to buy singles that I think will grade well and send those off for grading instead of buying like the box itself. Like I'll spend a couple bucks on the card, send it off for grading, and then go from there. And another thing too is I think that's an easy way to get PC cards.
Yeah.
So you just go and you just grab like your PC card, like whoever you collect, get them for cheap. Just a single as is, and then go and grade it yourself. You don't always have to spend the money on the card already being graded and having to pay the premium price. Now I understand like some guys are like, well, if I buy this, I may not get a 10, may come back a 9. So the way IPC cards is, it's not so much about the grade. It's about the card itself. And it doesn't even have to be like SA slab either. It just, whatever the card is, if I like the card, it can be in an off brand slab. It doesn't matter. It's slabbed up. So I actually have a bunch of a bunch of non-PSA slabs I'm taking for the show that I got for relatively cheap. So I'm gonna see how they sell to see if they even can sell, because I know some people, they don't like to buy off brands, but some people do. So we'll see how that sells. If that ends up going well to where I can sell like slabs pretty cheap to people at shows, I'll continue to buy those ones and send them out, because I'm getting them for like $5, $6, $7 each.
Yeah.
So I can turn around and even just sell them for like $10, $11, $12. It's not, that's not really anything.
Yeah. And then the other thing I was going to tell you about National before I forget, so like it is crazy, like all the big breakers on TikTok, you see them like in real life. I'm looking at DAP Sports. I'm like, oh, that's cool, because like I watch their videos. But the booth to go to was the Backyard Breaks booth, because they just had so many activities. Like they were doing breaks, and then people were like, the machines in the arcade where you shoot the basketball to get like the most points, and they're like competing against each other for spots in the break. It's free breaks. They're just doing free breaks for like to get people to, I'm sure, to subscribe to their channel and all that. But they also had a claw machine that me and Josh tried. It was free, but it was filled with white boxes, and then you could go in there and like try to get a box, and it was filled with like either packs or graded cards or whatever in there. So that was cool. And then I saw Grant. What's that?
I'm assuming neither of you won.
No. So the guy in front of me got one, and it was a pack of like XR Hobby from football. And I was like, man, I was like, I gotta get a box. And I picked up the box, and then when the claw machine like does that shake thing, it just dropped. I'm like, damn it. But it was cool because we saw Grant from Backyard Breaks, and we've talked about how we think of that channel sometimes on this page, but he was the nicest dude, and like a bunch of kids like bum rushed him, and they had just bought. I don't know if their dad bought it for him, but they had a box of the brand new Select, the hobby. And they're like, yo, Grant, like we got this box just now. And he's like, yeah, let me sign it. So he signed the box, and then, well, like they took the package off and he signed the cardboard. And he's like, dude, like, where are you guys at? And like, we're sitting out in the hallway. So he's like, all right, hold on. So he grabbed a chair and he went out to the hallway of the whole place, and he ripped the box with him. Just let him rip it. He was there with him. I was like, that's pretty cool. Doing that with the kids and all that. So say what they will about Backyard Breaks, but the dude was pretty cool to see and interact with the kids like that. But overall, yeah, we would need time to go through that whole show because there's just so much stuff. People are selling so much stuff. You could buy a box of 86, 87 Fleer for the Jordan, $100,000.
Oh, that's no big deal.
But and I told the guy, I'm like, man, just to get maybe one Jordan. He's like, well, you got to think it's so mass produced. Like if you paid $100,000 for this box and you ripped it, there could be no Jordan. There could be one Jordan. There could be 5 Jordans. You don't know what's in there. Like you have no idea. And I was like, man. And so I found out the going rate, I guess, for a Gem Mint 10 Jordan rookie at this show is like $200,000. So that's what people are selling them for. And one guy had like 30 of them in a frame with the mural.
All that. He said he got offered, I think it was $6 million.
Yeah, he said no.
Did you see his display case too?
Yeah.
That guy has one of the most amazing collections as far as like iconic people in sports. He had a fantastic.
Yeah.
The only reason I got to see it is he did a TikTok over at the Nationals, and he was kind of just going through his case, and I was just like, wow, man, that's the money you would have to invest in that.
I know. Because I asked the guy, I was like, how much for the Jordan display? Like, at that point, I had not seen any videos or anything. He's like, $6 million is the going rate for it. And I was like, oh. And then I look at Josh. I'm like, you got that?
Yeah.
You in your flea market?
I'm about $6 million short. I'll get back to you.
Yeah. I was like, use your swindling techniques from the flea market. Get it for like 1.5. Dude,
it's crazy. What it'll go for. I mean, to turn down $6 million, that's insane. Because if you think about it, if a 10 goes for $2 million, and he had how many?
He had 30 of them.
And they go for 2. Well, then I guess
200,000.
Yeah, then that person's paying what that I mean, $6 million is spot on. Then, if he has 30 of them.
Yep.
To me, I think in order to get something like that away from someone, you're going to have to pay above comps on.
Well above.
You'd probably have to have added like another like million on top of it. Especially if he had offered him 7, maybe even 8 million, maybe he would have taken it or at least thought about it.
How many Gem Mint 10 Jordan rookies do you think are even out there?
I don't know. Like the guy said, it's mass produced, so it could be a lot, and people are, I'm sure, still ripping, boxes that card's in. So it's going to probably keep growing, but it doesn't matter because Jordan's legacy is never going to die anyway. So it's right. That card will always continue, I think, to grow in value no matter how many are out there. It's kind of like just like a Kobe Bryant, LeBron James is a guy that his rookie stuff is going to probably always continue to climb no matter what. So I think there's just certain players, it doesn't really matter. Shohei is another example because if you think about Shohei right now, like cards are kind of being mass produced again. But the thing is that there's just so many different variants. You know what I mean? Like you could pull a Shohei, but then it's like, what variant? There's like 30 different variants. And then you have all these different numbers for it and this and that. So, but I do think even with that, he'll probably be a guy that his stuff will never fade. In fact, last year I bought, probably a little over a year ago, I bought a 10 PSA 10, one of his rookie cards. I got it for like $180, and I just comped it the other day, and it's at 505.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so
What a come up!
yeah, it's a great come up. It's a card I'm never gonna like let go. But it was just one of those cards. I was just curious as to what it goes up. I do have a mosaic pink out of 12 of
Oh
him.
really?
Yeah, that I'm gonna get graded, and I got some stained glass. My brother actually pulled. I don't remember that case that we bought. Me
Yeah.
and him. So he hit a stained glass out of 40.
Oh wow!
On the mini donut variant. It's a really nice looking card. He hit that one, but I hit a trout at a 99, a trout at a 199 stained glass, and I hit same thing with Shohei, 99 out of 199. So I kept the 99 for myself because the 99 is red, and so that's a color match, and it looks really really nice.
Yeah.
So I'm sell the 199 at the show.
There you go.
Yeah. So I actually have, even though I PC Shohei, I still have quite a bit of cards I'm willing to let go at the show just because, you got to share the love. Can't keep them all to myself.
I mean, yeah, he's one of the best. I think, in my opinion, he'll go down as the greatest of all time when he's done, if he keeps playing the way he does.
Yeah, you see we haven't seen anyone like him ever, like in our generation. Like, you have Babe Ruth, and Babe Ruth is basically did what he is doing now, but way back in the day. But the problem is that you can't compare I guess you can't really compare the competition because who knows, like the competition could have been much different with Babe Ruth, Now you got to worry about a lot of guys are throwing like anywhere between, 98 to 102. It's not uncommon to see that. And you have new pitchers being developed now and a lot of different things. So I think I'm going to go out and just say it. I just think that the competition is probably a lot better than it is now. And I'm sure hitting hard. So in my opinion, I think Shohei will probably end up being the greatest baseball player ever. But one day there will always be someone better, I think, at some time.
Well, I guess we can say in our lifetime, he'll be the greatest baseball player ever. But
yeah, he is Babe Ruth of our lifetime, and we won't see anyone else like him for the rest of our days. Think about it. I mean, I'm going to be 41 next week, so it took 38 years or 37 years for someone like him to come along in my lifetime, and I think 37 years from now I might be dead. So
yeah. Speaking of years, I don't know if you watched when did me and Josh record last week? Yeah, I forget,
right.
But
or was it? No, you guys recorded
2 weeks ago.
The week before Nationals. So 2 weeks.
2 weeks ago. So we are now 2 weeks past our 1 year anniversary of this podcast.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a whole year.
Followers?
Huh?
And we still only have 6 followers.
You know what? Those 6 people love us.
It's all of our moms, dads.
It's our moms and dads. But,
yeah.
But no, think about in a year we went from this podcast to now. The 2 guys on a mic one's blowing up with some good views lately, and the wrestling one's doing pretty good. So it's good. And then we have announcements coming up. One of them I can't get into yet. That'll be shortly. It's a big one for us. And then the other one is we're going to grow to 4 podcasts. So Josh is going to roll out the Against the Spread sports betting podcast. I'm sure that we'll guest on there once in a while with our. You don't sports bet though much, do you?
No, but Matt was saying he definitely wants to jump in on that. He's all about that. So he said he'll jump in with Josh on that.
Yeah. So Jim Minten is growing content. So make sure you subscribe.
The fantasy football one that we're going to end up doing as well. So that'll be 5. Just to speak on that one, just to kind of let people know the way that one's going to be. It's not like you're going to be your total common one. We kind of had to think outside the box because we don't want to be like that same one. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take our fantasy football league, our dynasty league, and basically we're going to talk about that all year about, okay, how should this guy manage this team? He's in the rebuild process. This guy's in the championship process, and basically we're just going to show everyone's the breakdown of our league, how it goes, and everything. And then we're going to talk about the other leagues that we have, like that. The elimination one ended up being like a huge success. So last year, what we did is we got eight guys, and what it is you don't play it against an opponent. You have 8 guys, and it's total points. So whoever scores the least amount of points that week would get like a check mark, right? So what happens is once you have finished in last place 2 times throughout the whole year, your team get kicked out of the league. Your whole team gets dumped into free agency. But here's where it gets difficult. You only had 18 moves for the entire year. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah, and then on top of that, we also use the FOB scale. So you're given a budget. So what it is when guys go into free agency and you go to put in your waiver for them, you are doing a silent auction. And then once you run out of money, you can no longer bid on people for the year. One guy ended up getting check mark week 2, and he was freaking out, and he ended up not being the first team eliminated, but someone got eliminated before him, and he spent all his money on this guy's players, trying to get his players. Yeah, it still didn't work out for him because the problem was injuries and things like that, because we also keep kind of like a short bench. I think we only had a 5 bench to work with. So the reason we did that is because we wanted people, when you draft, you had to pay attention to bye weeks. You didn't want a bunch of guys on the bye week. So it just made it real tough. And just so you guys know, I was the champion of that league.
Yeah.
I didn't even when it was only 2 of us, I didn't get last place the entire year. I ended up winning it. So I am the champ. I am undefeated.
You need to get a trophy.
Yeah. Oh, our dynasty league this year, we decided everyone's throwing in $20 to our fee. Yeah, to our fee, and we're getting something where we can put plaque names and stuff like that. I don't know exactly what Matt's going to do with that, but yeah, that should be a lot of fun as far as that goes. So that fantasy podcast is going to be interesting, because what we're going to do is we're going to bring on guys that are in the league to spot guest and talk about their team, what they look at, what they're trying to do, so it's going to be a little different than just telling people, oh, go out and claim this guy in waivers, go out and claim, like the same thing that every other podcast is talking about, So basically we're going to break teams down and be like, look at this team. If this is like the way your team looks, this is what I would go after, like when waivers clear, you know what I mean? Or like when you're putting in for any type of waiver. So it's going to be a little different. It should be a lot of fun. Basically, it's going to be the same guys from 2 Guys and a Mic are going to be doing that. I'm not 1,000%. Well, I think Tony is going to do it. So there's going to end up being 4 of us, and then we'll just bring on a guest whenever.
Yeah.
So a lot of fun.
That's exciting, because now, 5 podcasts. So we have so much content. Make sure to subscribe and check it all out. And then me and Scotty, the first time ever on Jim and 10, we're going to announce it. So we have our first partnership that we're really excited about. I learned a little bit about this guy that runs the company, and I don't want to put products out there that we don't like ourselves, and so I like it. I'm sure Scotty will too. But so out of 2020, when the COVID and all that happened, they brought this company forth because a lot of people suffered from anxiety and a lot of mental health issues. So they were building clothes with people that had those issues going on, right? And then they put all these nice designs out and these cool clothes, and I think they contribute a little bit of money to like research for mental health and all that. So they're a really good company. I am going to order me a couple shirts tonight, but the discount code is GMMT10, and it's reaperapparelco.com. Just check it out. Maybe something you'll like. I thought some of the designs were cool. Definitely some shirts I'd rock out in public with a good story behind the company. So again, GMMT10.com, or is the discount code, and it's reaperapparelco.com. So that's exciting.
Yeah, no, that's great news, and we're working on a couple of other partnerships. Right now, we can't really announce them yet until they're officially signed on the dot. So
yeah, I think 2 Guys and a Mic is what is it? Sex toys or something like that?
Yeah. That's gonna be
got to bring a little bit of the 2 Guys and a Mic humor into it too. So
yeah.
But yeah,
Matt, you're fighting over which side gets the bigger side. So That should be
Oh, my money's on you, Scotty. But
no.
yeah, it's good to catch up, right? And then still keep this podcast going. This is more of our just BS, like, between the founders of Gym and 10 and whatever. When Josh is on next week, we'll just probably all just talk shit, or a couple weeks whenever we do it. So, but make sure you check out Two Guys and a Mic, Triple Threat Pro Wrestling Podcast. We got the Against the Spread Sports Betting Podcast and the Fantasies Podcast coming up. Check out ReaperApparelCo.com. And Scotty, it's been real.
Yeah, and then one other thing, I will be live on YouTube at the card show all day. I'm gonna set up my my phone. That'll be live all day. Swing by.
Okay.
Yeah, say hi. Check how sales are going. So it should be a good time.
That'll be good stuff. So make sure you tune into that, and then we will see you guys on the next one.
All right, we'll see you.